Now let's move to paragraph 2. Christie found inspiration. What do you mean by inspiration? Inspiration it means a new idea that create something, or you can write or create a new ideas, new events. Okay, you are going to be inspired by these new ideas. Deal? Now, Christie found inspiration where? Where did she find her inspiration? At unusual moments. Okay, where, like what? Sometimes ideas suddenly came to her mind in a shop or walking in the streets, okay? She also, this is question number 3. What were her interests? She loved traveling and was interested in archaeology. What do you mean by archaeology? It's the study of old societies by looking at objects from their time, okay, mama? Now, let's go. She visited many countries, including Egypt, Jordan, Iran, Syria, and Turkey. Why? Because she loved traveling, as I mentioned before. These places inspired many of the events and characters in her stories. Yes, many of her stories, if you read one of her stories, as I remember, one of them, I believe, maybe it was in Petra, one of the stories happened. I don't remember, maybe it happened, okay? Christie's two most famous characters were Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple. This is question number 4. Who were her two famous characters? He was Poirot and Miss Marple. Poirot was a Belgian detective. Who was Poirot? He was a detective, a Belgian detective. He solved cases. How is that? How did he solve these cases? Examining the crime scene, okay, very carefully. He looked for footprints. He used to look for footprints and fingerprints and collected evidence. We know what do you mean by collect. We know what do you mean by evidence very carefully. He also investigated the life of the victim too. Okay, this helped him to decide who is the main, okay, the main or the most important suspects were. Okay, his only problem was his stomach. This is question number 5. What was Poirot's problem? It was his stomach. It often gave him problems, okay? Now, Miss Marple wasn't a typical detective. Why? At all, of course. She was an elderly British lady, okay? She always seemed to find herself in the middle of the crime scene by accident, okay? Every scene in her novel, she was in the middle of the crime scene, okay, and almost everybody around her is what's wrong with what's wrong with this person. He was a suspect. Miss Marple questioned all the suspects once by one, okay, one by one. The reader could analyze all the evidence to decide who did it. Of course, clever Miss Marple always solved, okay, the case correctly in the end. The reader isn't always so lucky, okay, because she solved this case in the end of the novel. Agatha Christie didn't get tired of Miss Marple, but she got tired of Hercule Poirot. In the 1940s, what did she do? She wrote two special novels and put them away in a box for 30 years. The novels were the final cases of Poirot and Miss Marple. Just before she died, Christie made the books public. She sold these books, okay, or novels. The New York Times wrote about the death of Hercule Poirot as if he was a real person, okay. This shows you that they were very affected by her novels, okay. They were attracted to the novels, to the mystery stories. Now, interestingly, of course, this is adverb. On one occasion, Agatha Christie herself appeared in a newspaper story. She used, this is of course very interesting because I believe she didn't choose to go on public. She didn't like to go on public. Now, look here. Interestingly, on one occasion, Agatha Christie herself appeared in a newspaper story. She suddenly disappeared, okay, from her home in 1926. The police searched for her for 11 days. People were worried that she was in trouble, okay? It was like a scene in one of her detective novels. Where did she go? When they found her, she was on holiday in a hotel in the north of England. Okay? This is what is the text is about Agatha Christie's novels and her main characters in her stories. Okay. Now tomorrow, inshallah, we're going to take the question number 3 because it takes time. I want you to go to number 5. Match the underlined words in the text with their definitions. Number 1. What do you mean by old? We are going to take the meaning or the word from the text. Old means elderly. Okay, we read it before a while. Elderly. Number 2. It's having problems, which means in trouble. I want you to write it down because I don't have space on my. Oh, I forgot to answer the questions. I'm going to answer them when I finish. We have 6 or 7 now. Now, number 3, not wanting it by what? By accident. Look at this one. By accident. Number 4, the study of old societies by looking at objects from that time. It's archaeology. Okay, this is number 4, archaeology. Number 5, one time when something happens on one occasion. Number 5, on one occasion. Look at this one. Okay. Now, number 6, a new idea that helps you to create something. Inspiration. Look at this one. Inspiration. Okay. Number 7, near or close to. It means around. Okay, around. And number 8, the last one, principal or important, which means main. Okay. Now, the last questions, 2 questions I forgot to answer. I answered them during my reading. Number 6, was Miss Marple a typical detective? No, she wasn't. She used to, this is question paragraph 4. She was an elderly British lady. She always seems to find herself in the middle of a crime scene by accident. Okay. Number 7, where did they find Agatha Christie? This is the last line in the paragraph, in the last paragraph. She was, where did she go? When they found her, she was on holiday in a hotel in the north of England. Okay, Mama, we finished this text. If you need anything, I'm ready for you. If you didn't understand anything, any word, please chat me. Inshallah, tomorrow, as I said, we're going to answer question 3 because it needs time and it needs to write, many words. Okay. See you tomorrow. Thank you for being with me. I hope you enjoyed the class today. Goodbye. May Allah bless you all. Thank you, Mama. See you.